G'day folks, Jim here from FX Charts, Monday the 14th of July. It was a pretty quiet end to the week really. There's not an awful lot to go on this morning. The market I think is waiting for testimonies from both Mario Draghi, which will happen later on today, and then from Janet Yellen, which will happen early Wednesday morning in Asia time. So until then it looks pretty range bound, not a lot going on. We'll go and have a look at the charts. And to start off with the euro, as you can see, it's really trading sideways. It's not doing an awful lot. It's holding above the supported around to 136 and 135 and 3/4. If it goes through there, then we possibly are headed a bit lower. But we've got, if we go to the daily charts here, we've got this rising wedge formation and the 38.2% FIBO support of this move up, coming in at around 135 and a quarter. So I don't think we're going much below there anytime before Wednesday. And in the meantime, it looks to me as though we're going to hang around 136. We've got on the top side, we've got the 200-day moving average at 136.70, and above that, the 100-day moving average at 137 and a quarter. Don't really see it going up there. And quite honestly, I think we're probably in for some more sideways trade. If we go and look at the dollar index, if I can just bring that up. Yeah, the dollar index, the MACDs, the daily MACDs have actually crossed a little bit higher. So although they're not looking as though they've got a great deal of momentum, the weeklies. Let me just cross over to the weeklies here. So the weekly MACDs are also reasonably positive, although they do look as though they might be turning. But for the time being, this 79.60 to 80.80, which is the 200 and the 100 week moving average, they look as though they're going to contain the range for the time being. And right now we're sitting just below the 200-day moving average at 80 and a quarter. And propped up on the downside by the 100-day moving average at 8 of the figure. So I really don't see an awful lot going on, and I think we're going to trade those until we get see a decent break on either side. But that really means to me that the euro is probably going to hang around 136 for the next day or so. But do keep an eye out for Mario Draghi tonight. Dollar yen, well, that dollar yen's is actually started Monday morning a little bit better bid. The move down here on Thursday was following the Portuguese bank Espírito Santo, which missed a debt repayment and sent people into the safe haven of the yen again in case the problems in Europe start flaring up. But dollar yen at the moment, this is a 4-hour chart here. It's not looking as though it's going anywhere too far today. The daily charts, they're reasonably flat as well. Let me just blow that up a little bit. The MACDs are not really showing an awful lot. We've got fairly strong support down here. If we go through 101, then we're probably heading back down to where these lows join up around 10080. But I don't really think in the short term we're going much below there. And on the top side, we really need to gain back up here. This is 101.85, which will take us up to the short term descending trend resistance at around 102. So once again, I think we're fairly locked in there. Sterling looks to me it is trying to well, it's still continuing. It's 171 the figure to 170.80 to 171.80, I suppose, on the wides. The consolidation, that's a 4-hour chart. But the dailies look as though they may be topping out a little bit, to be honest. And as with the euro, I don't think we're going anywhere for the next day or so. But if the euro does start to head a bit lower, it might drag sterling down with it. But there's good support down here. Well, that's a bit further away actually. But good support at 170.80 on the short-term charts, which is there. If I drag this line down there now, it's about 170.80. Below there, we're probably at 170.60, which is this previous top here, and then we go back down here below 170, but I don't think we're likely to see that today. And it could be another session or two of sideways trade. We have got the UK CPI on Wednesday, I think it is, so just keep an eye out for that. If that's a strong number, then sterling will reverse it. It will go higher and take out this 170, 180 level. It'll then head up to 172, which is really just off the top of the chart here. But if we go out and look here, there's really not an awful lot of resistance. Once we get above 172, there's not, which is whereabouts. We're very close to it now. There's not really an awful lot until we get up to this sort of 170. This FIBO level up here, which is way above 175. So just keep an eye out for that. We could see a bit of a spike high. There's a low here. This is go way back to 2008, August 2008, which is at 175.36. So that low there may provide some resistance, but above there, as I say, we're going quite a lot higher. Dollar Swiss, well, that's pretty much in the same group as the euro. I think it probably just trades sideways. So it's in within this small channel, and I think the 100 and the 200-day moving averages they're at what's that, at 89.5 and at 88.70. So I think for the time being we trade within those. If we take out the 200-day moving average, then we might see a bit of a move higher because we're going to be breaking out of the top of the channel. We've got FIBO resistance here, but for the time being, just look for it to trade sideways, not too much to add on it. The Aussie's looking a little bit soft after the weekend statement from Glenn Stevens, but it is holding above 93.75 at the moment. We've got the second quarter Chinese GDP due tomorrow, and I guess the direction will probably be largely dependent on what happens there. But a break of 93.70 will probably head us back down to a sort of 93.20 level down here, which is where these previous lows were, 93.10, 93.20, and then we've got the 100-day moving average down at around 92.75. I don't think we're going there yet. On the top side, we really need to get back above 94, the figure. Last week's high, spike high, was 94.55. And then before that, we went up to, very briefly, up to 95.05. The indicators are pretty flat, so I wouldn't be expecting too much today. The dailies, though, are just looking a little bit soft. But as long as, while we hold 93, 70, 75, the uptrend remains intact, and we probably need to be going with it. The Kiwis consolidating as well. It has been unable to reach the 88.43 long-term high. I'll show you that on the weekly charts in a second. But it's holding above this support here around 83.85, and as long as that remains in place, then the uptrend may continue, and we could take out this level here. Now, if we go and look at the weekly charts, actually, let's go to the dailies first. The dailies are showing us we're closing in on the top of this sort of wedge formation here. Outside that, we've got the longer term channel. So this is up around to 89, 88.60, and this is at 89, the figure. I'm not sure I'd want to be too long the Kiwi up here, particularly if the Aussie looks a little bit soft and we get some US dollar strength. So while I've liked the Kiwi, I think I'd be looking to square up, anything really above this 88.5 level, and maybe looking to venture short for a reaction lower. But that's not going to be until a few days ahead. So that's about it for today. I wouldn't be looking for too much, as I say. Watch out for Mario Draghi's testimony to the European Parliament tonight on EU monetary policy outlook, and then Janet Yellen on Wednesday morning Asia time. We've got the Chinese GDP on Tuesday. And there's also various other bits and pieces throughout the week, starting today with the EU industrial production. It's a French holiday today, Bastille Day, so that might slow trade down in Europe a little bit. But I think the focus really will be on looking towards Mario Draghi's speech later on today. So that's about it for the current session. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.